Well, it's Apple Day. Really been impressed with. It honestly makes me feel like I'm using something like a Galaxy S23 Ultra. That it feels like the 15 Pro Max gets hotter, quicker in situations that I don't really get out of my... Yeah, I mean, I can definitely say it's been better than I thought. I mean, I
just wish I could swipe from the right. I don't get why I can't.
Intermingling of tech and lifestyle, I love that. So definitely points there. I've kind of discovered what the X factor is, so to speak. I'm an Android user, flat out. But like in all of my Galaxy reviews, my other Android phone reviews, I lay things out as objectively as possible for you guys so you can make a well-informed purchasing decision as a consumer, right? So like the Galaxy Fold 4, I love that phone, the hinge crackles. The S23 Ultra, great cameras, but there was really bad shutter lag up until like a recent update. And so here I am spending every single day of the last week and some change with the 15 Pro Max, and there's a lot here that I am genuinely loving. And not even as a reviewer, but as a consumer, there are also a lot of things that concern me on a day-to-day basis and long-term. And so I'm going to lay out all of those things together today for you guys so that way you as a consumer can make a well-informed purchasing decision. Man, the camera systems on the 15 Pro Max are stellar. I'm going to have a more in-depth breakdown comparison between like the S23 Ultra and the 15 Pro Max. I'm not going to delve into that comparison here today, but no, as a standalone product, the cameras and the video here are excellent. S-Log is amazing. The quality and the colors that you're getting out of the camera are stellar, especially if you're someone who's a content creator or you're producing content on, say, like social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. This isn't just a phone, this is a production tool. Log format files are massive, and if you're not used to color grading, when you're trying to do that for the first time, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but once you nail it, man, I mean, it's excellent. Apple truly nailed it out of the park here in that video department. And for me, as someone who treats YouTube as a business, right, I love creating content for you guys and looking to delve into more of like short form content for TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Having something like this and not having to whip out, say, an expensive $2,500 A7 IV camera that a lot of people are not going to really be able to afford, being able to have that capability inside of your phone that also does most of everything else for you is really nice. And speaking of large log file sizes, I took a 9-minute video in here and it would not AirDrop to my MacBook. But I have a whole bunch of USB-C cables laying around, so you know what I could do? I could plug it into my MacBook or plug it into my SSD, transfer the files, transfer it over, or say for example my Galaxy devices, the MacBook just won't let me hook them up via USB-C and transfer files that way. I have to transfer to a SSD, then to the MacBook, or transfer to like say Google Drive to the cloud and then download them, then import them, which is a little bit of a hassle. AirDrop's nice for that, but even in instances where you're not able to AirDrop because it just says, can't do it, it's too big, USB-C is really handy there also. The phone has sort of learned my habits, and so when I get back in the car, as soon as I get in, I get a notification on my watch and the phone with the directions, the time estimate, and any traffic data that I need to know on the way home. It's kind of learned that I go home around that time, and I get that information. You do get information on Galaxy devices as well, but it's not as specifically contextual as like as soon as I get in my car. It'll kind of estimate the time that I'm about to go home. This is a little different, and that's one of those software things that I love to see in phones because these are life companions, and seeing that intermingling of tech and lifestyle, I love that. So definitely points there. Okay. The action button was something that I was honestly looking forward to enjoying and utilizing a lot. This entire week, I've used it maybe a handful of times, and my biggest reasoning for that is that I just don't think it is in an area that's easily accessible for both left and right-handed people. If you're someone that uses your phone in your left hand a lot, it's no problem. Super easy to access, I have no problems there. The problem really comes when you're someone who primarily holds their phone in their right hand, like I do. A super easy solution to that would be to just have it placed down here more, just beneath the bottom rockers. If you're right-handed, your index or middle finger is going to naturally rest there easier. If you're left-handed, your thumb rests there. That way it's easily accessible for both parties. At the moment, it just isn't. Where it's placed though, it's just really inconvenient for how I personally use a phone. So that's a subjective thing, right? Objectively, it's not bad, but I think it's fair to say that if it were placed beneath the bottom rockers, it'd be more easily accessible for both parties. All right, so Titanium was one of those things that I was really excited about on the 15 Pro Max. It was gonna be lighter, have a really nice finish on the body, but man, if there aren't already like really tiny dings and scratches all around the body, no idea where they even came from. I've had absolutely no problems on my Pixel devices, my Galaxy devices in terms of scuffing or scratching. And unfortunately, the hard truth is that it's really hard to leave a color finish on titanium. It just doesn't bond that well. And so unfortunately, you're gonna need a case, but thankfully Defy has a new suite of cases for the iPhone 15 series, the 15 Pro and Pro Max. They have an entire suite from their impact cases, their bounce cases. All right, so you're walking to your car, your phone's in hand, texting some guys and oh, shoot. Dropped your phone, but it's all right, cause Defy has a new Ultra Bounce case with lens protector, 6 layers of rugged protection. It's military drop test graded. They also have their EcoShock technology and is drop test rated for 32.8 feet drops, up to 260 times. The Ultra Bounce corners disperse shock impact away from the frame of the phone, and there's rugged protection for your volume rockers and the new action button. The impact ring cases are probably my favorite of the bunch, where the ring is thin enough that it doesn't add bulk to the case at all. You can absolutely use it as a kickstand on your table or on your desk while you're watching your favorite TV show, looking at documents. Go to casedefy.com/DavidAviles for 15% off of your purchase and keep that titanium finish finished. If you've been here before, you know I am a huge phone gamer. Honkai Star Rail is taking up a lot of my time. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis runs really well on this. Genshin Impact, of course. Now, what's great is that you can hit 120 frames per second on, say, Honkai Star Rail, where on like the Galaxy S23 Ultra or the Fold 5, for example, you can't hit 120 frames. I don't think personally that you need that on a phone. For me personally, hitting like 60 FPS at maximum settings like you can on those phones and this are perfectly fine. But if you want to flex and hit that 120, you can. But gaming wise, the visual fidelity that you're getting out of the 15 Pro Max is just superb. And that bezel-less display looks amazing on this device. This is the best like visual in the hand iPhone that I've personally used because of how thin the bezels are. It feels like you're just holding a window into whatever world you're looking at on your screen. Very thin, very sleek, and the titanium makes a really big difference in the hand I found, especially comparing it to like the 14 Pro Max from last year. That was a pretty heavy phone. This is lighter and just feels better in the hand wielding it one-handed. Over this last week, truly using an iPhone every single day, I've kind of discovered what the X factor is, so to speak, right? Sort of like that wild card factor in this community. I cannot tell you guys how many friends and family were so happy that I was a part of Team iPhone, that I'm hashtag Team Blue Bubble, all of the texts and memojis I got. I've always been an Android user, so this is not a make or break thing. This isn't something that I feel like I need out of like why I'm using a device, right? But I can acknowledge that it feels nice, right? Being able to connect with my friends and families in different ways, right? Being able to play pool or cup pong or battleship, being able to FaceTime with memojis, being able to in the morning and at nighttime send memojis to my girlfriend. Good morning, my love. I hope you had a safe drive to work in this rainy weather today. I hope you slept well, absorbed many REM cycles. I love you, and may you make it a fantastic day today. Mwah. Bye. I feel like that's sort of an underrated aspect of being in the Apple ecosystem with a phone that overall is a really strong one, is being able to interact and connect with my circle in a way that feels cohesive and sort of special. And again, I know that sounds super cheesy, and even being more of an Android guy, I'm always gonna be objective with you guys and unbiased, cut things down the middle. And in my experience, that's been really nice. Without a doubt, this is an immensely powerful device. The A17 here is doing awesome work. And this entire week, I have never had a phone get as hot, as quickly, doing as many normal day things you do with your phone as I have with the 15 Pro Max. I put it on Twitter, and a lot of you guys said that you were also having the same issue, but a lot of you were saying that you weren't having that issue either. I want to think that it has something to do with the titanium frame, as it draws heat more than aluminum does, but it's weird that there are some people that aren't having this problem. I don't know if it has to do with the chip, I don't know if there's a software issue that can be amended here in order to make it not such a hot phone experience. There are times when I'm charging the phone, taking video, and even editing video directly in the in-phone video editor, and it gets so hot I literally have to put the phone down because it's that uncomfortable. And that concerns me because battery life otherwise has been great this entire week. I can say that this has been able to get me through my entire workday, waking up in the morning at like 7 a.m., doing all of my paperwork, meeting clients, doing YouTube stuff. I get to the end of my day with, I want to say, a good like 10-ish% battery life, sometimes a bit less depending on if it's like 10 o'clock, 11, 12 p.m. Battery life has been great, but I'm concerned that it won't be great for long because, as we all know, batteries don't like heat, and man, this thing gets hot. Again, hopefully it's not an issue, but I have to be honest with you guys as consumers, because you're spending money to buy this just like I did. You deserve to know about that. It's been a week, and I thought maybe that was something that after like the first day or two, software updates, whatever, it would be fine. It still gets hot, man. Even last night, I put my phone on the charger before I went to sleep, and I was scrolling as it was charging, and it got crazy hot. Something I want to let you guys know. I might at some point go back to my Fold 5 because it fits everything that I need out of a phone for like all of my clinical work and all those things. That's a video for another time. I wish I could use my Watch Ultra with my Galaxy device. I've used Galaxy watches, I've used Pixel watches, and this is by far just the best, most premium, great feeling experience I've had on a watch. It doesn't mean those are bad. I literally use my Pixel watch every single day for all of my workouts, when I'm playing football.
I'm not sure I understand.
See, Siri doesn't understand because I'm an Android guy, but I like the Watch Ultra. I like you, Ultra. Just accept it. You can like me too. It's a premium experience. I've been loving this a lot, and at a point, if I do go back to my Fold 5, I'm gonna be sad that I can't use this too. Or are you guys gonna take a shot at the 15 Pro Max and take a chance with some of the scratching, some of the heating, and hoping that gets fixed? Or are you gonna stay with like your 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, which honestly, I still think are really good phones. However, I have noticed that people are having some battery degradation issues on the 14 Pro series, so I would say keep an eye on that. This is a really good phone. Again, I'm in for the long haul. If you guys want to see more content on this, hitting the subscribe button is the best way to stay up to date. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time it is you are watching this. And as always, peace, love, and adios. Bye guys, have a great day.